Run, river, run, run through the hills. Run, river, run to the sea. Run, river, run to your place beneath the sun. Run, river, run over me. Run through the land you...
This is Jan Lewis, your host. Welcome to be my guest. Today we have from the Milford Regional Medical Center, we have the pleasure of having Andra Stone with us, who is the president of the Milford Regional Center Auxiliary and the treasurer of the auxiliary, Ann Loring. Welcome to both of you. Andra has been a guest of ours a couple of times before, and she has shared with us before about the upcoming Taste of the Town, which is kind of a fun thing that she's going to tell you all about it. I'm not going to. It's coming up on September 13th, 6 to 9 in Milford at the Portuguese Club. So you take it from here. Tell us about it.
It's our biggest fundraiser for the year that the auxiliary puts on, and this is our 12th year doing it.
Yep.
And it's a huge success. We get about 300 people, and we have 20 restaurants that come, and they all bring their samples of food. And when I say samples, it's not just a little sample. It's a good amount of food. And you can go around, they're all around the room, and you can go and help yourself to whatever you would like more than once if you want to, and just enjoy it. And during the course of the night, we also have a couple other fundraisers that are going on. We have a 50-50. So that means how much money they bring in, people who buy a raffle ticket, when they pull their name, they get 50%
of what they
yes.
Heaven.
And then we have raffle baskets that go on sale. We start that about a week before, and we have approximately 60 to 70 baskets. Each one is worth a minimum of $100. All kinds of things: restaurants, golfing, crafts, massage, hair stuff, all kinds of different things. And then we have one other table where the value of the raffle is over $200. So those are a little bit more pricey to buy a ticket, but the value is there.
How much is a raffle ticket?
Normally $1.
Oh, only $1? That's fantastic.
Yeah, and the
by 10 of them, you might have a chance.
That's right.
It's well attended, right?
Well attended. As I said, about 300 people. And if you've ever been to a Taste of the Towns, often you walk around trying to balance your food and your drink, but at ours you have a table and chair that you get to sit down, relax, and enjoy the evening.
Now, the Portuguese Club in Milford is, tell them where it is. Bowdoin Street? Bowdoin Street?
No, that's where I live.
No, sorry. No, it's on, what street is it on?
I'm not positive the name of the street, but it's if you went by the hospital and coming up towards Shaw's, when you get to that intersection before Shaw's.
Water Street.
Yes, Water Street. It's off of Water Street.
Okay. All right, I think I think I know the general area. Is it heading towards Backtown, or is it heading more up towards doctor's offices in Hopedale?
No, neither one.
Neither one.
It's back going... I'm not sure which way you're facing.
If I was going from the hospital home to Upton, and I'm at that...
right after you go by the hospital, you come up to the hill, and there's an intersection there. You take a right, and then you're going to take the next road as a right, and it's right in the back there behind the homes on Prospect
Street. That's not hard. Oh,
yes.
There used to be a like a walk-in clinic or something. Dr. Popolo was down there. Popolo or something.
Yeah, I know the name, but I think his was a little bit different.
So this is the 12th year for the Taste of the Towns, and you have how many vendors there? How many?
We have 20 vendors.
All right, tell us who. She's going to read them off to us.
We have Alicante from Menden. This is Taste of the Towns, so they're not all from Milford. Atria Draper Place, which is an assisted living, and people said, for a restaurant? Believe me, they are one of the favored ones there. The food is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Bamboo Express from Bellingham. Cornerstone, another assisted living, and they're getting very high ratings too. They're from Milford. Dinner and Company, which is a caterer. Excellent. Dunkin' Donuts with coffee for us. Edible Arrangements, that's a new one for us this year. Gelford's, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. It's a new restaurant over at Southwick Zoo.
I haven't heard of that one. I know Betsy Brewer, the manager, but is it in Southwick Zoo?
Yes, it is.
When you go through, there's a gift shop. Where is it?
It's right near the gift shop. Oh. But it's a new building. It's really very nice, very nice. Jalapenos Restaurant, which is Mexican in Bellingham. J&L Catering, and John Boardman, who's at JL Catering, he does a lot of catering for places in Boston. Some of the movie some of the stars that have come in, and I think he's dealt a little bit with some of the presidents too.
Yeah.
So interesting background. JR's Diner in Milford.
Where's JR's Diner?
Almost, if you came to 140, instead of taking the left to go to the hospital, you continue maybe an eighth of a mile or a quarter of a mile on the right. They moved. They used to be down near 109.
Okay, so it's not as far down as CVS and the therapy, physical therapy. It's not that far down.
Not that direction.
Other direction.
Not that direction. If you were, okay, you're coming from Upton,
Yeah.
and you come to the intersection with the hospital, take the left.
Okay.
And they're down that way
Head down
on the
Water
right.
Street, and it's down there. Is it a
Yeah.
good diner?
Yes.
It is.
I kind
It
of get
is.
a kick out of diners.
Yeah, they're fun. This is another new one. We have Sushi and Grill, which is a lot of sushi food and that type
Yeah.
of thing. They're from Hopkinton. They're new. Little White Market, which is now the caterer for Hopedale Country Club.
Yeah.
Miss Mendon Diner in Mendon.
Mm-hmm.
Milford Cafeteria, Atrium.
They're going to be there too.
They're going to be there too.
Do you have a head chef at the hospital?
We do. His name is John.
Does he wear the chef's hat?
Yes, he does.
Good.
Yep. Oliva's in Milford, Price Chopper, which is a grocery store, but they do a wonderful job. And in addition to doing food, they bring in flower arrangements for us to raffle off.
They have
and they're
Starbucks in there
wonderful.
too. Are they
Yes,
going to have any
do.
coffee?
No.
No? Okay.
No, we've got Dunkin' Donuts this year. Restaurant 45 in Medway. Simply Sweet, and that's a new restaurant. And there's more cupcakes from North Smithfield, Rhode Island.
God.
And Wanakura in Milford. So we've got a really nice display of restaurants that offer many different tastes for people.
What is Wondagura?
It's Wanakura,
Wondagura.
Japanese.
Oh. This one, and then the other one too. You Simply Sweet in North Smithfield.
Yeah,
It's all cupcakes?
they do all kinds of sweets.
Have you been to any of these, Ann?
Some of them, I've not been to that.
What's your
No, I
favorite
have
restaurant
not.
in the area?
Oh, that's not fair.
No? Okay, well, what kind of food do you like the best?
Mostly Thai.
Thai.
Yes.
Oh. Andrew, what do you like the best for food?
Probably just good old-fashioned American.
American food. Some, it's funny. Milford's great. UMass is great. Some hospitals you go into and it's like, it's
know.
just awful. Really, but they're really, and yours wears a chef hat. They wear the,
Yeah.
it's great for a quick lunch. It is. It doesn't cost much.
No, it doesn't.
And it's nourishing.
It's funny, when I was planning this a few years ago, I pulled up to the bank to cash a check, and I was outside, and the car in front of me, I could hear them talking, and they said, oh, the food was wonderful, you got to go there. And I'm like, I got to find out what restaurant this is. And they were talking about the hospital.
Yeah, you were. Now, the funding from this, although the winner of the big winner wins half of what is brought in, the rest goes to Milford, the regional, right?
It goes to the auxiliary, and what we're supporting this year is that they're doing over the furniture and the main lobby when you come into the hospital. I mean, let's face it, when you go into a hospital, when you go in the front door, that's your impression of the hospital, and it's important to have it look good. They've been wanting to do it for a few years. We won't be paying for all of it because it's more money than we will raise, but we'll be contributing quite a bit to it.
What are they going to do with the old emergency room at Milford? Have they decided?
Right now, it's been used for X-ray.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like a radiology right now.
Mm-hmm.
I always wondered, because over the years, I mean, I have memories even before it was redone, and now, of course, we have the new one. But I remember when it was, golly, back in the 80s when it was still the older version, and then they updid it again, and then it's still they needed more room, so they updated a huge place now.
Right.
I've been in there a couple of times. I like the room.
Yeah.
I like those rooms, nice and private. You're not sharing, a cubicle with a thing going across.
Right.
You got a room.
Yeah.
And, you're not in the hall. You're in a room.
Mm-hmm.
You got the TV if you want to watch it. Get everything you really basically need, right? It's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Ann, you've been the treasurer for the auxiliary for a year, right?
For about half a year.
For about half a year.
Right.
What made you decide to want to take up that? Besides being great at math.
I was going to say, starting out being great at math, but I've always had to manage all my own money and so forth too. So it was like an opportunity to help them out,
Sure.
give back to them and to the hospital, but in something that I enjoy doing, as
Lot of-
long as I've got a calculator.
A lot of people who volunteer at a hospital, right? They've been there as a patient,
Mhm.
and they're very grateful. I mean, I've done that
true.
too.
I was
Yeah.
born there.
You were born at Milford?
I was too. I was too.
Yeah.
Really? And was it Milford Whitensville when you were born?
Oh, no.
No.
Just Milford Cottage when I was
Yeah.
born.
Cottage?
Yeah.
Well, this is a couple of years ago. A few
Yeah.
years back.
Milford
Very,
Cottage.
very small. Very
It
small.
was just one small wooden building.
Yeah.
Wooden.
Yeah.
When did they tear it down and build the modern one?
Originally, they started building around it. I don't know when they actually took the
I don't
original one
know.
down, but
I
that's
don't
only
know
been,
either.
in the last 20 years or so. That
Milford
actually
Hospital
done.
went through some rough times.
Times.
And
Absolutely.
after, I was born and so on and started having my own family, that's not where I really wanted to go. But it has done such a turnaround, and now for
Absolutely.
its size, it's one of the best hospitals in the area. So it's can't rave enough about it, but it took a while.
also came out with a gold award and the 2017 choice.
Yeah, the top
the
10
newspapers
local,
did, yes.
top 10 local
Yeah.
hospital.
Yes.
All right, so we are talking with Andra Stone and Ann Loring, and they are representing the auxiliary over at Milford Regional Medical Center. And the big event coming up on September 13th from 6 to 9 at the Portuguese Club in Milford, Prospect Street. I remembered that one. Taste of the Town. This is the 12th annual Tastes of the Town. Andra is going to leave, if you come into the library here in Upton, over in our huge big bulletin boards, she's going to leave one of the flyers so that you can make sure, if you don't catch it this time, that you're going to see it then. I'm going to also see if we can't run this ASAP because it is time sensitive, all right, people? It's already August. I can't believe this. I had a birthday coming up. I'm like, no! No, stay over there. So, yeah, before we know it, the 13th will be here. Is there any, this may sound like a wacky question, but is there any dress code that people coming?
No, people come casual
Just come
today.
casual.
Just casual.
It does cost, you do have to pay but it's $35 a ticket if you get it ahead.
Okay.
And we sell them in the hospital, and all the members have tickets as well.
What's the
And
cutoff,
it's
Andrew, for getting the tickets ahead of time?
Probably up till that day.
Right till that day,
Yeah,
$35.
But at the door, if you just walk in, it's $40.
That's not too bad.
And it really isn't, because you're getting high quality food.
These restaurants.
You're not doing a tip.
Nope.
Parking is free, so it really isn't bad at all. And the food is, I can't rave enough
Is it big
about
in the
it.
Portuguese Club? Is it going to
Yes,
hold
it
all?
is.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Is this
Yeah.
not the first time you've held it there?
No, we have for quite a few years now.
Where was it the first time you
In the
had it?
hospital, in the
In
cafeteria.
the cafeteria?
Mhm.
And then where did they go from there?
To the Portuguese
To the Portuguese Club.
Yeah.
That's awfully nice of the club to let you use it. That's great.
We've looked around to see maybe this, we should change some year, but it's hard to find a place that has outlets all around a room for all of the restaurants, and that really is a requirement, so this works out beautifully.
It's like a craft fair, a lot of people need the outlet by their table and all. Which reminds me, there's some other things coming up at Milford. Tell me about it. So don't you have like a holiday, some sort of a...
We do all different things. We have, in the next week or two, we're having a clog sale, which is all,
Yep.
fancy shoes and stuff, and good shoes. Then we're having Jones Jewelry come in, and that's all high-quality jewelry guaranteed for life.
I think she goes to UMass.
She might.
Yeah.
She's delightful.
Yeah.
She's delightful. And then we have uniform sales, and we have, now it's First Uniform that we're supporting, and they're wonderful. And all of these places gave us items for the raffles too, for Taste of the Towns.
They donated it.
Yes. So First Uniforms gave us $100,
Oh my gosh.
that type of thing. Jones Jewelry has given us a few different pieces of jewelry for the raffle.
That's wonderful.
But moving on, in October we do what's called a turnaround sale. And what that is that all the items in the gift shop that didn't sell for whatever reason, they give to us and we sell them 80% off, 90% off. So
In the
people
lobby
can get-
area or the conference
in
room?
in the cafeteria.
In the cafeteria.
Yep. And then going into the holidays, we have, we normally have a lottery tree, all decorated. So it's decorated with ornaments. So you got a beautiful tree with lights and ornaments, but it's got over $100 worth of scratch tickets on it too.
I've heard about that. Yeah.
And then we have a big raffle greenery sale, and that definitely hasn't been confirmed for this year, but hopefully we will do that. We make some good money on that, but people get some wonderful things out of it.
Have either of you won anything yet?
I have not. I have for Taste of Towns. Well, John, my husband, has a few years ago, but not since then.
No,
And
no.
I don't always put my name in on things.
Yeah.
I might do the kids or, something like that, but I'm sensitive to the fact I don't like to see the president who's running it win.
Should people bring their, now, if it's, let's wait till the day that you get there, it's $40 per person to get in. But don't forget, you're getting tons of restaurants, for that price.
20 restaurants.
What about children? If they bring children with them, do they cost any? Will
We
there-
rarely have ever had anyone bring a child. Last year,
Really?
somebody brought a 2-year-old and actually ate a lot. Believe it or not.
Did they pay, did you have, is there a fee for the 2-year-old? No, they're
They,
okay.
but
But they ate a lot.
yes, but they gave us money because they wanted to.
Yeah. I think that's, no, it's from 6 to 9. Do you suggest people get there like at 5:30?
They're not going to get in the door till 6 o'clock.
Okay.
That's something that we promise the restaurants because restaurants are busy
Yeah.
getting their own things ready for their restaurant and
Sure.
then sneaking out to bring the food over and serve us. So we have promised them we will not open the doors till 6.
Okay.
Um,
Very good. Can people take home, like, when you go to the restaurant, will they be giving people, do they have a little doggy cart in there?
Not as a rule, but every now and then a restaurant will bring in extra breads, extra
Oh.
things they have on sale. Shaw's, who is not a restaurant this year, but one year they had muffins for everybody for the next morning. So you just don't know what they're going to do.
I bet you Dunkin', you never know with Dunkin', they're pretty good. They donate to lots of things
Yes,
people
they
don't
do.
even notice.
Right.
They have some funky donuts. I've been in there, was it recently, they had this thing that was a s'more donut. Oh,
I saw it advertised on TV.
Yeah.
not only has it got the
Yeah.
good stuff on the top, but it's got the stuff in the middle. The cream? My husband and I were out. I'm like, whoa, you want to share this with me? I open it up, I'm like, oh, it's got that cream inside, which to me is like, yes, it's like a Boston cream with everything else
That's
on
on
it.
it.
Right.
Oh my God, you can't. And then they have the iced coffee at Dunkin' now, right? I mean, I'm not promoting anybody here, but when I saw that frozen coffee on TV, I says, I got to get that.
I went and tried it too.
Did you like it?
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
like regular iced coffee.
You like
just
the
as
regular
well.
one?
Yeah.
Andra, how can they reach you about this? Taste of Towns.
Well, they can call the hospital.
Mhm.
The people on the switchboard have all the information. We'll pass it on to us.
What's the number, Andra?
It's 508-473-1190. And just say that they want information about Taste of Downs.
Yeah.
And they'll get their name and number and we'll get back to them.
And you can get back.
We had a gentleman came in the other day, Monday, and he knew that eventually we will put tickets in the gift shop, but it's still a little bit early.
Yeah.
And we don't want people to lose them. But he thought they'd be available and went there, and he happened to be waited on by one of the auxiliary members, so she had tickets and sold him
She did.
tickets. So it worked out great for him.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, he was anxious to get.
he
wanted to
was,
get in
and
there.
he's funny. He was telling me his wife is really very much fussy on where she eats, and
Yeah.
he took her last year wondering, I don't know how this will
And
be.
she liked it.
She loved it. She said, why don't they do this a few times in the year?
I think you.
wait for it to
I don't think
start.
you'd be up to it. Oh my God.
No.
That's a big deal. You start preparing this
Oh.
months before.
In April. Because the first thing I have to do is make sure I get the restaurants.
6 months ahead of time.
Yeah. Because they can't go out and
Just
try
say-
to get raffles and things if
Yeah.
they don't have the restaurants. They want to say, this is who's coming and this is the cause. And
Have there always been this many, or when you started out 12 years ago, how many did you have when you started?
I wasn't one of the original. I didn't start until maybe about 9 years ago. I don't think they had this many
No.
for sure.
It
But
catches on, and word
Yeah.
gets out. It's still a small town
Right.
area. They
Right.
say, hey, you better get in on this too.
I had one place that contacted me recently and said, I want to be part of this. And I said, I don't have room for you this year, but you'll be on it next year, guaranteed.
We got you right on top of the
Guaranteed.
list this
Yeah.
year. Are they allowed a certain amount of space?
They get a 6-foot table
That's not bad. And they
No.
can cook like right there. in
if
the
they
pot.
want to. Yeah, yeah. A lot of them bring chafing dishes and things that are hot, but it's such a variety.
Yeah.
It's such a variety.
It's sort of like going to a Chinese buffet and just taking, what you like,
Exactly.
and you have enough tables for everybody to sit
Mhm,
and enjoy it,
mhm,
and they could stay the whole time if you wanted
Right.
to. Now at 9 o'clock, that's it. You're gone.
We shut the doors at 9.
Take your food and leave. They have to be awfully good sports. These restaurants.
Yes,
To
they
want
do.
to want it,
To wanna
because
do
first of
that.
all, what is a day of the week? It's on a Wednesday, okay, so it's not like on a weekend, but
Right.
still, it's taking away their head chef maybe
Mm-hmm.
for that one night. And to them, that's like, okay, well, we'll give it a try, but it gets their name out there.
It's advertising for them, for sure.
Do they leave their business cards for people to
I urge them to. I said,
Yeah.
it's your table. You do what you want with it. You can bring in as much advertising as you would like.
Yeah.
And some of them do that. We've had some that have brought in shopping bags for people with their logo on it.
Ooh.
And so you never know for sure what's going to go on. So it's fun. It's fun.
It's good for them. Anne, what drew you to helping Andra with this? What made you want to do?
I think the magic word was helping because
Yeah.
I wanted to give it back. As I said, I was born there.
Yeah.
Had my tonsils out there. Both my all parents and my husband, who's now gone, I've all been treated there numerous times and so forth. And I just wanted to, when I got through working, I wanted to give back. I also have a background in nursing, so naturally, bingo, I'm drawn right to that
So
too.
you were a nurse.
Among other things, yes.
When you didn't retire? Did you retire already?
Yes.
Did you specialize in any particular?
I was pediatric nurse.
Why did I have a feeling children? I was going to say maternity. Something about children. You're very good with children.
Yeah.
I
But I have dual background because I flip family circumstances. I had to stop working in nursing, and I went to work in the computer field, working with computer software for products that are made for medical companies. So no matter what I did, I always managed to bring
You always had that.
Yeah.
Where did you grow up, Anne?
Mendon.
Where did
All
you
my
grow?
life.
Where Milford? Were you
In
all
Holliston.
Holliston.
Yeah.
So close.
Yeah.
That's not. And you didn't know each other growing up.
No.
No, didn't
No,
know each
we
other.
just
I didn't
met
met her just when I was thinking of joining the auxiliary.
Right.
You just met there.
Yeah.
I know that I've been to events that Milford has had. You go in the main lobby, and they've had like a very nice sale in that conference room. I think I don't know what the sale's called, but I enjoyed it. They have all kinds of things.
Okay, definitely.
High end. They're not used. No, it's not a flea market. It's
Mm.
can't think of the name of this clog sale coming up. I've tried clogs, Andra, and I can't. I have a high arch, and for some reason it gets me right on
Yeah.
the top, and I love them. Can you two wear them? All
I
right?
cannot either.
I can wear them, and they're very interesting to talk to because they've got different thoughts and philosophies. It's not here's a pair of clogs.
Mhm.
It's like, do you have a high arch, low arch? Should we be advertising them at this
That's
point?
fine.
Ah, yeah,
That's
sure.
fine.
High arch or low arch, wide foot, narrow foot, and then I did actually bought a pair the last time, and he said to me, now just remember, you can't put these on and wear them for 8 hours straight. You have to gradually let your foot adjust and the shoe adjust to your foot.
So they do have them for
Mhm.
victims like us who have a high arch.
Yeah,
who
right,
need,
yeah.
They do.
And
So
he measures your foot
Foot,
and really
yeah.
talks to you about it. So.
He's
I
very
love the way they look. I wanted a
Yeah.
pair, so I see the nurses at the hospital and everything,
Right.
and I'm like, oh. Have you seen all the new sneakers coming out with the funky colors, bright? I think someone will go by our house walking. I'll say, "Where'd you get those?" Then they'll tell you where they get them. But yet, when you get to the store, I don't know about you, but they're all out of the size that you need.
I just bought neon orange. Not
Okay.
with me, but that's
Neon, oh yeah. The lady I saw walking by our house had a red, maybe it was neon orange, I don't really know. Again, we are talking with Andra Stone and Ann Loring, and they are from the auxiliary at Milford Regional Medical Center. They are in charge of the Taste of the Towns, and it's coming up again. This is its 12th annual one. You can go, you can have a blast, and it's on September 13th from 6 to 9 over at the Portuguese Club, Prospect Street in Milford. Go in, pay $35 now, okay, before the day, or pay $40 when you get to the door, okay? Not bad, because this isn't just going in for one restaurant meal. This is going in for, like, as if you were, going to 12 different restaurants in one night. You're not going to get it
20.
for $40, and
Yeah.
you don't have to tip, right?
That's right.
You don't have
And
to. You
parking
also don't have
is
to
free.
put up with being waited on, right?
Right.
And you can. Do you come in and grab a huge plate? What do you do?
no. Their plates are about this size, and you can take a different one for every station
how
if
do
you
you-
want.
I'm terrible. How do you bail? I can't even do crunches.
People just maybe take a couple of things on that plate and eat it, and then go back to another few
Okay,
places.
so eat that.
Yeah.
Go back. Just keep going down the line.
Right.
I think that's awesome. Do they have dessert? Well, yeah, they do.
Yeah,
They've
they
got
do. Yeah, but a lot of the others bring desserts too. So in
Simply.
addition to a meal, they bring desserts.
Either of you been to Simply Sweet? Because this is really getting me. I love.
No,
sweets.
but I've heard they're going to open in Bellingham, but I'm
Ooh,
not sure.
That's good because I
Yeah.
go to Market Basket down there. They've got good prices.
I just want to say one other thing, if I could, with auxiliary. It's always thought of as a women's organization, and we have 4 men that have joined, and we're open to having more men join. It's they're a big help.
Yeah.
a big
yeah.
help. And
Yeah.
it's all who you know, and they have edges into things that we maybe don't, so it's really good. We're up to 78 members,
That's a lot.
and a lot of auxiliaries are starting to fail, and we're just booming, so we're
And President
very,
Kelly,
very fortunate.
doesn't he come in? He speaks too. President Kelly, is it?
Ed Kelly.
Ed Kelly, right.
Yes.
He comes in.
He'll say a few words,
Yeah.
but he knows people are there to eat. They're not there to listen to a talk. So
Yeah,
we
yeah.
keep
I remember
we tried to.
he has come in. We've had
And
sort of
the
a guest
former
speaker.
CEO, Frank Saber,
Oh,
and he contacted me, and his wife are going to come this year.
to the Taste of the Towns. Frank Saber, if you're not around here, if you're out of the country, out of the state, he was the president of Milford Regional Medical Center for how many years?
I don't know.
I remember
the
seeing
exact,
his
but a
face.
lot.
He was everywhere in the
Yeah.
newspaper. I mean, it was like they took in his face and just kept putting it. He was into everything. Nice guy.
Yeah.
What's it over at UMass? We lost the former
I remember you telling
CEO.
me
Oh,
that.
Lazar, Aaron
Yeah.
Lazar. I had the opportunity of meeting him one time. He and Frank Saber in a class by themselves. Aaron Lazar wrote a book called On Apology, and talking to people about that. After he retired, I was in their cafeteria. He would come in and actually sit down with, could be a blue collar worker, could be anybody, and just sit down, eat, talk with. I thought, this guy's got it where it's at. All right, so one more time about Taste of the Towns. We're running out of time. How do they get a hold of? They can call the hospital.
Yes, 508-473-1190.
Right, and then say, gee, I have a question about Taste of the Towns. They'll say, we will get that message to Andra.
Any one of us or
Any one
anyone
of you.
who's a member. This,
Right, and you get back to them.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. And can it be cash or checks only or what?
It can be whatever they have.
Whatever you have. Can you barter? No bartering, right? I would be there like, would you like my firstborn? He's my only born. No, this is going to be great. So it's coming up. And again, come on into the Upton Library. Check out the flyer on the bulletin board. If you have any questions, don't be shy to ask. It sounds like a blast. I haven't been yet. I'm hoping it's on a day of the week that's a little tough for me, but I'll be there in heart and spirit because boy, do I like to taste different places. Let me tell you. Thanks, girls, so much for being on. I know we're going to have you back
Thank
too.
you.
All right. Good luck with your surgery.
Thank you.
She's a trooper. We'll see you next time and be my guest.